Welcome, everybody, to today's edition, a Christmas edition. We're going to have some fun today of Home Solutions, brought to you by Pro 93 Home Solutions right here in Cleveland. As always, Dennis Purvis with you. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's doing well. Got a little cold this week. Hope everybody's staying warm and safe. Hope everybody's keeping your families healthy. And got to get rid of this Rona. So hopefully we'll get some vaccines. Good news this week on all that. But as always, folks, we're here to talk about your home and your garden. And this time of year, there's one centerpiece of the home, and it is the Christmas tree. I've got somebody here in studio with me I've known for over 20 years. When I think about how long we've known each other, it realizes how old we are. Yep. But I got Nate Tucker from Lee University, Cleveland City School Board member. But today he's here for Buy a Tree, Change a Life. Yes. Nate, how you doing today, brother?
Doing great, man. Excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, listen, man, this is the time of year you need a Christmas tree. Everybody's thinking about it. It's about that time where even the people that I've had mine up since before Thanksgiving, because that's how we love Christmas in my house. But you're starting to see as you drive around town, trees on the top of roofs, and people are going out on the weekends to get them. But there's a place they can go to not only get a tree, but very, very meaningfully change a life right over at Lee University, correct?
That is correct. Buy a Tree, Change of Life is on the campus of Lee and Schimmel Park on the corner of 20th and Parker Streets, and we have trees available.
And these are real trees, obviously.
Yes, these are real trees.
So you got real tree to get that authentic Christmas flavor, right? Right there across from the softball field.
That is correct.
Right?
Yep.
Not the baseball field behind Coe Middle, but further down there on 20th Street. Plenty of trees available?
Yes, we do have some trees available still. We started back on the 24th of November, and so we've been selling, but we do have some available. How
did you guys get involved with Buy a Tree, Change Life? And we'll go more into the backstory in a little bit. But how is this something that you became a part of?
Well, there has been a site in Cleveland before, and my wife and I have been involved with Buy a Tree for a number of years, and we would buy our Christmas trees from Buy a Tree. And then there was a gap year, and that gap year, there were several gap years. I drove to as far as Dalton, Georgia, to get a tree from a church there, Cross Point Church. They were selling trees. You may remember him, Stan Lester.
Yep.
And so, we did that, and then in a follow-up gap year, we were contacted by Travis Johnson, and he said that he wanted to get a site back in Cleveland, and that's when we brought a site back in Cleveland last year in 2019.
Isn't it crazy, all these relationships we made 25 years ago? So, full disclosure, Nate and I are both Lee alums. Everybody we're talking about, exactly. Travis Johnson, who is a pastor and also, I believe his wife is kind of the CEO of the company or chairman.
Of Buy a Tree.
Yep, yes. Of Buy a Tree. So, Kelly this is something that's been near and dear to their heart. And folks, listen. When we tell you that you're changing a life, I printed this out because I could not believe it. But just last year alone, at their locations, and they've got them around the United States, over $715,000. And since 2012, $2.7 million raised.
That is correct.
So let's talk a little bit about where that money, if they're coming to buy a tree down at Schimmel Park at Lee University, and if they need to get a hold of you guys got a number they can call?
Yes. If you want to get a hold of me, just call me. My name's Nate again, 423-618-6870.
And he will take care of getting you, come on down and pick out the perfect centerpiece for your home. But folks, you can feel good about this purchase, because we talked about the $2.7 million that they've raised in the last 8 years. Those trees, that money goes to, I believe it's Cambodia, correct? It's kind of like
that's
the focus.
One of the beneficiaries.
One of the beneficiaries. And I can tell you from personal experience and some of the involvements I've had with friends that have been and classmates that have been over there, we take for granted what we think a little bit of money can do in some of these countries. And when you see where this money's going, I believe the benefactor for BioTree is People for Care and Learning, right?
That is correct.
You guys, you can feel good. It's a 501(c)(3). They are a nonprofit organization. Nobody's here. You're not making a killing off this thing. It's not going into Nate's pocket.
It's not going, not one dime.
Yeah. It's going to serving and helping. You were just we talked a little bit about before we got on here. Tell them about some of the what they can get wells dug for, which obviously clean water.
Yeah, it's in recent years I've heard the numbers that you can buy a well and get clean water dug in the Cambodia area for $1,000.
$1,000. It's ridiculous.
Yes, it's crazy.
Let me just go ahead and tell you, for all the well diggers that are listening right now, you can't dig a well in Cleveland for $1,000. So don't be calling any of them. But I can say this, that you give somebody the opportunity to have clean water, because in a lot of these, especially Southeast Asian countries, the same water supply is where they're getting their drinking and cooking water as where their waste, they're doing laundry, it's where they're bathing. So it's a completely unhealthy situation. Folks, when you buy your Christmas tree this year, you can feel good, not only because you're buying the centerpiece of the Christmas experience and what everybody's going to gather around on Christmas morning, but you're going to be able to change some folks' lives. And Nate, have you seen, what's been the response since it's been back at Lee? Have you seen support grow as it's what, second or third year?
This is our second year.
Second year?
Yes, we've seen support grow. And let me also mention each site. So there are 47 sites in the United States this year, and we're across 16 states. And so what's really cool for each site is, I know we're talking about Cambodia, but each site can do something local as well. So you choose something locally that you want to partner with and invest in. And so specifically for us this year here at the Lee Cleveland site, we're partnered with CASA.
Okay.
And part of our funds will go for that, but then others will get scholarships, and then obviously, People for Care and Learning takes those monies as well and invest in Cambodia. But specifically for this year, it's the majority of it is staying locally.
So, for reminding those that are listening may not know, what kind of organization is CASA? Okay,
CASA. I always refer back to my my notes here because. Yeah. CASA is the acronym. So it's Court-Appointed Special Advocates for Bradley and Polk counties. So essentially what I would say is it's a nonprofit that helps kids have a voice.
Yeah. Listen, folks, if you're sitting there today, maybe you guys are in your car right now, no matter how you're listening. Maybe you're listening to us in the car. Maybe you got the family in the car and you're thinking, we're going to go get our tree today. Wherever you're headed, turn around. Head back to Lee University, Schimmel's Park, right there across from the Butler softball field. You will have an opportunity to not just find the perfect tree for your family, but invest not only in the lives of children and families here locally, but internationally through Buy a Tree, Change a Life. Repeat buyers. Are you seeing people? I know you said you and your wife have bought these things for years. Are you seeing the same folks coming back now this year?
Yes, and our repeat buyers the numbers are growing. And it's kind of cool to see the experiences that they, when they first buy and then when they set the repeat purchase, the experience and expressions that they have. We have some really great people here in Cleveland, and they are all about serving. Yeah. And that comes through in the discussions because of that passion that they have to help others. And that's very exciting to see. And honestly, in this pandemic time where, you hear people struggling, and then you also hear the arguments of mask, no mask. You know?
Absolutely.
It's great to see that passion that people are having for kids.
Yes, and every now and again we need some reminder of humanity and love. We need to see that. And guys, you got a chance if you're listening. You're whether it's on the radio, whether it's on the Mix 104.1 app, maybe you're streaming online, or you're watching us on Facebook. Go out today. If for those of you that are streaming online or watching on Facebook, let me tell you right now, there are 47 locations. buyatreechangelife.org. You can go there, find a location near you. They've got them all over the Southeast. There's one in North Dakota, folks. So no matter where you are, there's probably a driving distance one for you. Take an opportunity to get something you're going to spend money on anyway. Everybody knows you're going to buy a tree. Kids ain't going to let you not buy a tree. Go get your tree from something and invest locally into your community. Invest into we need all the love spread we can get right now. So. Yes. Listen, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more about not only buy a tree, but we're going to talk about Nate and some of the things. This is a man who's very busy. I'll put it that way. I thought I had irons in the fire until you meet and see the CV of one Nate Tucker. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the other things he does. And we're going to keep talking about Buy a Tree, Change a Life. So stick around. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Welcome back, everybody, to Home Solutions, your weekly home and garden wrap-up right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Dennis Purvis with you, as always. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Happy Saturday, and time for the shameless plug. So, folks, it's that time of year. You're getting more and more family coming in. Even in the days of social distancing, we're in our homes more than we've ever been. So whether it's a leaky toilet or you know what? If I'm going to sit here in this kitchen, I want the cabinets changed out. Maybe I want that tile shower I've been thinking about. Folks, we can help at Pro 93 Home Solutions. From everything from handyman services to full remodeling, we're licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of Tennessee. We'd love to help you out. We also have residential and light commercial cleaning. Our clean team, Ashley and the crew, would love to come out and give you a bid on getting your home cleaned. Maybe it's just a one-time deep clean, or maybe you're looking for a recurring service. We can handle all of that. And got a lot of packages on those porches. If you're looking for a smart home security system, we are Cleveland's only authorized retailer of Vivint smart home security systems. And this month, we are offering a free doorbell camera with every system purchase. So be able to check out that UPS guy and the FedEx guys, or the people trying to steal your Amazon and UPS packages that are on your porch with your doorbell camera today. Just give us a call, 458-4135, or look us up online at pro93homesolutions.com. Now that my shameless plug is out of the way, my guest today, if you're just joining us, Nate Tucker. Nate is a man of lots of things. He's here as one of the organizers of Buy a Tree, Change a Life at their Christmas tree lot at Lee University's campus on Schimmel's Park. Nate, we just talked about everything, where that money goes, and if you're just tuning in, just know this: you buy your Christmas tree from Buy a Tree, Change a lot there on the campus of Lee University. You are very, very much investing in the local and international community to change lives. So, Nate, one more time, how can they get a hold of you guys, and where are you guys located at?
Yes, we're on the campus of Lee University in Schimmel's Park on the corner of Parker and 20th Street, and that's just down a block or so down from Mayfield Elementary School. Is
it still Parker there, or is it Paul Con?
Yeah,
is it probably Parkway? Is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the whole stretch.
I don't know.
If it's just a. It may be Paul Con Parkway now.
It's that's pretty awesome, by the way.
And what's interesting about that is I was on my maps driving through campus, and it's already appearing there.
They've already updated?
Yes.
How sweet is that?
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's listen, there's going to be a little nostalgia here today, folks. You got two Lee alums. We went to school together. We've known each other, and we were intramural sports foes 25 years ago when Nate's still in good shape. He can still go out and probably dominate flag football. Yeah, I was more interested in tackling than pulling flags, but you have to go with the rules. But we've known each other for a long time.
Yes,
and a lot of the people we've talked about today, it's the one thing about Lee University is that we, it is still, even with the size, it's amazing to me the growth since we've been gone. I think when I got to Lee, my high school was bigger than Lee.
Right.
And now it's I mean, you realize it's over like 30 buildings built since you and I graduated.
Mm-hmm. There's been a lot.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Just the footprint of the campus.
Yes.
Like you and I know, we lived in some houses that are now under dorms or ball fields, right? We rented houses that they're just not there.
There's one house that we lived in. We called it the barn, and it's still up and in operation. But I remember, college kids, you pay for, as cheap as you can. And I remember, squirrels. Crawling through the ceilings and all kinds of stuff. Greg Isaacs, I don't know if you remember him.
Maybe. And what's crazy is that all these people we're talking about, they're crazy. They're all pastors now.
Yes.
Right? They're all, but maybe the squirrels were paying rent. You don't know. Yeah, I mean, the landlord we had a old dentist office that we lived in there on Church Street that's now, I think, flat land in front of the Forum.
Yeah.
And there was old tiny little doctor's office rooms that we paid like $60 a month a piece for, and we crammed as many people as we could in there. Yep. That was college. Oh, that was good times. And the thing about Nate, though, is that Nate has been a big part of that growth, and he is now director of IT systems.
Yes.
You've been there how many years?
I've been there 26 years as of October.
I just saw that LinkedIn thing a few months ago. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, it's been fun.
That's crazy, man. So if you go to leeuniversity.edu and you look at the website, you can thank Nate. Nate and his crew, they're responsible for pretty much everything, all the web presence.
Yes.
So 26 years, you've seen a lot of growth. You've seen a lot of changes. You've seen kind of you kind of started as the internet was just kind of coming, and had to. You can still see it online. They archive like the first Lee website where we came from. Anytime somebody wants to complain about the website, you should go, let me show you what we used to have.
Yes.
Right?
1997. We put the first website up.
So there you go. And that said, have you ever seen a year that's been as challenging for you guys and your team as this past year?
No, I think this has by far been the most challenging.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is it's although it's been challenging, some of the strategic decisions we made years ago helped us be ready for the challenges that we're going to face.
Yeah. So when you realize, probably back in March, that now, and Lee University does have an online. Rusty was here a couple weeks ago from Lee University Online. So kind of, again, talk about strategic decisions. Those online Moodle platforms and everything were there.
Right.
And I remember part of we won't say who, but they're trying to get some of the faculty to take advantage of these new technology has always been a struggle. Now, all of a sudden in March, you find out, we're going to go from a face-to-face university to a virtual one really quick.
Yes, and I was in Orlando.
Were you on vacation?
We were on vacation.
Oh, my gosh.
We went to Disney and what's the other one?
Universal?
Universal, yes. Yeah. Because the kids love Harry Potter, so we were down there, and that's when we realized, wow.
That's not a phone call you want to get on the road, is it?
Nope.
Did they let you finish vacation?
We finished vacation. And so thinking about some of the strategic decisions, Moodle in our learning management system was one, but then also Zoom. So we set up Zoom years ago, and we set it up to where we could have a university container, if that makes sense. And so with Zoom's change in their policy for higher ed or any education, I think it was all any educational entity. You can use Zoom for essentially free if you already had a license. Yeah. So we didn't have to incur the cost that it would have taken to get all of our faculty up and running on Zoom because we had licenses already. Yeah. I think we maybe had 30.
So you had a little head start to that old virtual process.
Yes, and so when the decision was made, it literally was, okay, we need to turn this on now, and voila, we were up and running. So,
it's one of the things, and you talked about your kids, and I know you've got daughters, and another part of what Nate does, he's also a member of the Cleveland School Board.
Yes.
Newly elected. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
You know, I was amazed as a parent that has. I've got kids in the city and the county to kind of run the gamut. Watching back in March, the last of that semester, where they had just a few weeks to figure out where to go next. Is that something you're hoping you're because I know it has been a struggle as prolonged, but is that one of the things that you're hoping you can bring to the school board? Is, school boards are a lot like universities or any big organization. It's hard to turn a ship all at once. And it was amazing to me that in less than 4 weeks, those teachers and all these schools and districts had kind of turned that switch from face-to-face to virtual. Do you see that as something that is maybe something that's got to be planned for and adjusted for going forward at each school district?
I'm not exactly sure about others, but I can tell you for the Cleveland City School system, we are in good hands with Dr. Dyer and his team. They have a strategic plan that they're following, and they've made strategic decisions before the pandemic, I would say, to get us to where we are today. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on the school board. I'm not a yes man, but at the same time, I will give credit where credit is due, and he deserves a lot of credit.
And I will say this as a parent. This past week, I know here at the station we had it go out when it was breaking, but to get an email to prepare us as parents to say, hey, here's where we are. Right. And if these cases keep escalating at the rate where we all need to be prepared for red light.
Yes.
We're here's where we are right now. We're still fine, but if this thing keeps going the way it looks like it's going, it's cold, it's wintertime. Kind of knew this whole phase was coming, but it gave me peace of mind to know there's a plan. There's somebody out there planning for these contingencies, and
and it's nice to get that heads up, right?
Yeah, that I didn't find out.
This email's golden. I mean,
because if you're waiting on your kids to tell you,
right, you may not ever
unless it's pinned to their backpack on the way home, you're not gonna. And I got one at Cleveland High School. She's 16. She ain't gonna tell me nothing.
Yep.
I'll find out who's dating who before I'll find out what's going on with that. So it's. I guess my final question here before we take another break is, do you sleep, and if so, when?
Yeah, I sleep. I only get about 6 hours of sleep. My wife could tell you that, or maybe not. She'd say, hey, maybe it's a little bit longer. But I generally go to bed at midnight, get up at 6 or 11:30, and get up at 5:30. And it's not by choice. It's just, that's how my body is made. And
you've always been somebody that's always had multiple things going on for as long as I've known you, from work to business to personal to ministry to just the different things you've been a part of over the years. So, and if I haven't told you, man, it's always fun to see somebody's name on a ballot, right, and to be able to cast a vote and know that, hey, I know this guy. And so congrats, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I really am. It's nice to have some. The other thing, too, is it's somebody in our generation with kids my age that are making decisions that they're going to affect our kids, right? And that's something I love. So, listen, we come back. We're going to talk a little more about Buy a Tree, Change a Life, People for Care and Learning. Learn a little more about Nate and what they're doing over at Lee University. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Welcome back, everybody, to Home Solutions. Happy Saturday one more time. Dennis Purvis, Nate Tucker here with us from Lee University. Nate's got quite a few things he does. He's a Cleveland City School Board member. He's Director of IT Systems at Lee University. But today he's here in a capacity as one of the ambassadors for Buy a Tree, Change a Life. One more time, tell us a little bit about Buy a Tree and what the mission is, and how can somebody get their Christmas tree today to change a life.
Yes, Buy a Tree, Change Your Life is all about selling trees, but not really. It's about changing the lives of kids locally and globally. And when you do purchase a tree, you can rest assured that all the profits for that tree that you paid for goes to help kids locally and globally. And this year is unique because of the pandemic. And so this year we are supporting CASA. And CASA is the court-appointed special advocates for Bradley and Polk counties. And to sum it up in a nutshell, they are the voice of kids that don't have it.
Yeah.
And then also local scholarships will be funded as well. And then the overarching goal that we all have is reach beyond our borders, and People for Care Learning is the main company, and Buy a Tree, Change Your Life falls under them, and we support overall the Cambodia project.
And for those of you that you've probably heard, if you've lived in the Cleveland area, you may have seen some folks from People in Care Learning before. Literally are going into it started with villages and now are towns,
right,
that are being completely rebuilt with proper housing, proper wastewater, proper clean water. Nate, you talked just a little bit ago that you've heard of wells that you can dig in Cambodia that can literally change a village's life.
Yes.
Of everyone involved for $1,000.
Yeah, I remember Mayor Brooks posted something about a water main break recently. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
And then you hear people complaining about water. Well, the reality of it is we're blessed to have water, and some of these families there in Cambodia don't have water. And People Care and Learning and Buy a Tree, Change Your Life is looking to change those things. So.
I've got a friend of mine who's a missionary in Honduras, and his name's Steve Harrelson, actually a Lee alum as well, a little older than us, and he started his ministry in Honduras with clean water projects. And he said, listen, you go give a mama clean water for her babies. She'll listen to anything you got to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
She'll come to any church service you invite her to. He said, you can't. He said, what they found, you don't go in and build the church first. You go in and build the well and the water facility first. Then you build the church.
Absolutely.
And you watch people's lives change. And they know who brought that and who did that. So, folks, just to give you a little idea, 47 locations nationwide. We're lucky to have one right here in Cleveland. Since 2012, $2.7 million raised for selling Christmas trees.
Yes.
That is crazy. Just over 700,000 just last year. So I'm excited to see where that's going to go. And here's the deal. Maybe you've already got a Christmas tree and you're like, oh, what can I do? They can come to the lot and do a donation right there to keep that money local, correct?
That is correct. But you can also go on our website, buyatreecleveland.com.
Okay.
That's buyatreecleveland.com.
Buy a Tree Cleveland, they can donate right there.
They can donate right
there. And that goes right to the Cleveland Fund, so then they're also supporting CASA and the local stuff here.
Yes,
folks,
even though it's online, it's specific for Cleveland.
Buyatreecleveland.com. Yep. If you've already got your tree, or maybe you don't want a real tree, maybe you've got artificial Christmas spirit, so you want an artificial Christmas tree, that's fine. You got the LED lights. I get it. You got the pretty stuff. You still got a chance to make a difference. So go there, buyatreecleveland.com.
Yes, and just so you know, it's December 3rd right now, but we'll be collecting funds for 2020 all the way to 11/59, December 31st.
So there you go. Through Christmas, right up until New Year's, you've got a chance to do that. So folks, take some of that extra Christmas money that you may have wanted to spend on something else and do some good with it. Really change some folks' lives, not just here locally, but internationally. It's amazing to see what they've done. I know People for Care and Learning have actually been recognized by the Cambodian government.
Absolutely.
Yes. They've met with I believe it's royalty there, isn't it?
Yes.
And to see some of those videos and to see some of those pictures, some of these guys are kind of Cleveland, Tennessee boys,
yes,
right? League alums and league peak folks we went to school with, and they're just sitting there with royalty and being recognized for what they're doing. And folks, this is a place where Christianity isn't exactly, this kind of mission work isn't exactly, I guess what's the word, encouraged,
right?
Right? Mm-hmm. But they're going in there with the heart of, we're changing this town. We're changing the lives of the people in this town. It's almost as if it's what Jesus asked us to do, right?
Right.
It's crazy, right? Just love one another, love your neighbor. So, folks, you've got an opportunity to do that. So please take advantage. Where are you guys located again one more time here in Cleveland?
We're in Schimmel Park over on the campus of Lee University on the corner of 20th and Parker Street. Oh, my bad. I mean Paul Kahn Parkway.
Paul Kahn Parkway, yeah. So go over there, take it out. Again, if you want to stop by, take the kiddos, even if if you've already got a tree, go on over there and make a donation. Let the kids be a part of it. They will gladly get you set up and give you take care of. And keep in mind, it's also a 501(c)(3), so any donation you're going to make is tax deductible.
That is correct.
So feel free. And guys, check all this out. I know some people are thinking, oh, where's this money going? Buy a tree, changealife.org. You'll be able to see they've got videos, they've got all the paperwork, they've got everything there to give you that peace of mind of where that's going. Who's running the thing over there? I know most of the kids are gone now.
Yeah.
So how are you guys? Who's staffing that? I heard a rumor that William Lamb may be involved in this. So
yeah, Dr. William Lamb, the director of service learning over at Lee University, he and I are tag teaming, co-chairing this initiative, and so we've been involved for both years, and we've had some repeat volunteers. So some of the Lee employees are volunteering, but then also some of the Cleveland community are volunteering as well. And this year, because we're supporting CASA, they've even volunteered. So
wow.
It's pretty cool to see various volunteer groups to come together for one cause and make things happen. So.
Again, man, isn't it cool that it's what we need right now?
Yes.
It's just one cool thing. Buying a Christmas tree is something you can do socially distancing.
That is true.
You don't have to be all up. It's you're not stuck in. It's well ventilated, folks. It's outside,
right.
So you're allowed to go out there, wear your mask, do your thing, pick out the perfect tree for you and your family. I know, going back to some of the things that's the challenges of being a higher ed institution, and for those of you that have just tuned in, Nate Tucker with me today from Lee University, Buy a Tree, Change a Life, but he's also the director of IT systems there, been there for over 25 years and went through a lot of changes and kind of helped bring Lee into the technology age online and everything. But, this year, one of the things that I was hearing about was the app. Everybody was talking about the new app that I guess every student and employee had to be able to do a health screening before they entered every building.
Yes. And so we already had a mobile app.
Yeah.
And again, thinking about strategic decisions that were made years ago, with us going with our current mobile app, we had it. We selected this particular app because we knew that we could build something and plug it in without having to republish to the app store.
Yeah.
And so when we got the call that we were going online and we needed to accommodate students and checking them in when they came back on campus, we quickly decided, hey.
You guys had 4 months to make that happen.
Yeah. It was
4 months to be able to. And listen, it was just driving around campus, watching kids standing outside. It's normal to see a bunch of college kids looking at their phone, but it was crazy. Before they would go in the door, they had their app I guess they were looking for green light.
Yes.
It was very simple. Kind of asked some questions, had a temperature, I think, on it, right? Or somehow they reported.
The app just allows you to self-report your condition.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the building, your temperature was checked.
Yeah.
And so in some buildings you use the handhelds like they're using in the schools.
Yeah.
But then in some where there's a lot of people, we have the Panda kind of device that like in the student union.
Yeah.
You walk in and it captures on the screen your face, and then it puts the temperature. So I think it could take 30 temperatures at one time. So
tell me, does it look like the Predator movies where it's like the heats?
Yeah.
It
has like a light as well.
We have finally reached Predator stage technology, a 1987 classic, if you haven't seen it, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And Apollo Creed, Carl Weathers.
So
How did?
So let me finish this.
How did you guys? I guess my question is where do you even start? Because this wasn't like there was a manual for this stuff.
No.
So you guys know, okay, we're shutting down this semester, going to virtual like today, and we got to be ready for kids to possibly return in 4 months.
Right.
Where do you even start?
On your knees.
Praying for some wisdom, right? Some words of knowledge.
Well, what's really interesting is, I have a great team of IT professionals, and again, thinking back over the years, and I keep going back to what the decisions we made months and years ago, because we basically positioned ourselves to pivot whenever we were needed to.
Yeah.
And the mobile app is just one of those examples, because not only were people able to self-check, but we wanted it to not be a burden either. So the way we designed it was you check in and you get your temperature check and you get cleared for the day.
Yeah.
And so after your temperature's check, if you're good, then we in turn had a barcode on the app where it scanned and wrote a record for you. And so you did refresh immediately, and then you went from red or from yellow to green immediately. And so the rest of the day, you go into a building, because students are not all in the same building.
Yeah.
Even in the dorms.
Yes.
So you just show your green app, your green color code, and that's how we were making sure that the user experience was not burdensome either. But all of that happened, and we were able to do that because of, again, just the decisions we made months ago. And I keep going back to that because there wasn't a silver bullet moment.
It was a lot of, God, I hope this works.
It was several. It was several decisions that were made over time.
Yeah.
That allowed us to pivot like we were able to.
And I'll tell you what I've been thinking the whole time, and I'm just going to say it here because I've said it in my house many times. Do you feel like Dr. Khan knew this was the year to retire?
I don't know.
Dr. Walker, we're sorry. Like, we're giving you hooray, you're the new president during a pandemic. Congratulations. Yes. You get to deal with this problem. So I feel so bad for him because I'm like, I just want him to have some good news to tell somebody sometime. But it's I can tell you from taught at Lee for a number of years and been administrator there in my past. I know the prayer and the men and women that are involved in the leadership there and the cabinet there that have spent countless hours getting ready. And here's what's crazy. A lot of people in town, you heard the rumblings here when they found out Lee and even Cleveland State were going to have face-to-face classes, and some folks weren't happy about that. We're bringing these kids from all over the world back to But here's what's crazy. When this thing surged? Once all the kids left. Turns out it was us the whole time. It was us Clevelanders the whole time. Those kids are gone, folks. They're not even on campus anymore. They're not coming back after Thanksgiving. So it's crazy, which, did you guys get a month and a half here and do it all again in January? So that's going to be crazy. Well, listen. We're going to come back here in just a minute. And you know what? We're going to have a little Mythbusters today. We always have our final segment, a little Mythbusters. And just because Nate's here with a charity, just because he's here selling us, hope and love for the Christmas season with Buy a Tree, Change a Life. Oh, we're still playing Mythbusters. Holiday edition. When we come back, you're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. All right, folks, welcome back for the last few minutes. Getting close to the top of the hour. Happy Saturday morning to everybody. Dennis Purvis here with Pro 93 Home Solutions. One more time, let me just remind you, this is the weekly home and garden show here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. But if you have any home needs, home repairs from handyman work all the way to full remodeling, please give us a call, 458-4135, Pro 93 Home Solutions. We'd love to help you out. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. If you're looking for maybe you're getting ready for some folks coming over for the holidays, you want to get the house cleaned, you want to get it disinfected, give us a call. Our clean team would love to do any one-time clean for you, or maybe even a recurring service. So we would love to help you out. And look us up online, pro93homesolutions.com. Today, I've been lucky in studio to have an old friend and classmate of mine and used to be colleague and coworker of mine at Lee University. Nate Tucker's here with me. Nate's been at Lee for 26 years. He's the director of IT systems there. He's a member of the Cleveland City School Board. But today, he's here representing Buy a Tree, Change a Life. And so one more time today, tell everybody where you guys are located and a little bit about the mission of Buy a Tree, Change a Life.
Yes, Buy a Tree, Change of Life is located on the campus of Lee University on Schimmel Park on the corner of 20th and Parker Street, also known as
Paul Kahn Parkway.
Now, one of the things I wanted to also mention is we're open from 1 to 7 in the afternoons into the evenings.
Is that Monday through Friday, Saturday as well?
It's every day until we sell out.
Well, there you go. And listen, if maybe you're hearing this today, you don't get over there to the first of the week, and maybe they don't have any trees, but still, they're still going to be there for a little bit. You know why? We're collecting money. You can make a donation. Maybe you've already got your tree. As we talked about in the last segment, you've already got your tree. I don't need another one. Stop by there. They're taking donations right now. You can go to buyatreecleveland.com.
That is correct.
You can make a donation online. Remember, anything given here locally not only goes to the international outreach of People for Care and Learning and Buy a Tree, Change a Life, but a portion's going to stay right here locally with CASA, court-appointed special advocates. Here we go. And folks, they're the ones that give children involved in some bad situations of voice in the court system. So you're helping locally, you're helping internationally. Go out there today, check them out, get yourself a tree. But it's time, all that's well and good. Now it's time for a little Mythbusters Holiday Edition. Today we're going to focus on that charity you're in there, Nate. Now listen, you can be in here in your suit looking nice and telling us about all this charity. But, I've talked to some people. My grandmother's brother's buddy has a daughter whose babysitter's dad told her that you guys are just running all those Christmas tree lots there. First of all, that money's going in your pocket, right? It's going in your guys. You guys are just running a pocket. You're going to give a penny to somebody local. Isn't that what's really going on here, Nate? He's thinking. He's thinking.
Is it a myth or bust?
Yeah, you got to tell me, man. Is that something that's for real, or is Buy a Tree, Change a Life the real deal?
Buy a Tree, Change a Life is the real deal.
Okay, well, there blows my theory from that guy. Yeah, folks, listen, feel good about what you're doing. We joke around, but it's a 501(c) nonprofit. Any donation you make, whether you buy a tree or not, if you just want to make a donation, it's tax deductible. Go to buyatreechangealife.org. Look at the mission of that company. I can tell you, Nate and I know personally the people that are involved in the leadership of that organization, and I can tell you they are legit. This isn't one of those deals that somebody's trying to get rich off of. They are putting that money to work. Your money will go to work to change somebody's life. It's in the title of the of the organization. It's very simple. So they can do that. Myth number 2. You shouldn't buy, I'm going to make this hard for you, Nate. Are you ready?
Okay.
You shouldn't buy a real Christmas tree because it makes your house a fire hazard, Nate. Artificial trees won't burn. That's even stupid. I can't even say it without laughing. Okay, yeah, listen, folks, Christmas trees are Christmas trees.
Right.
Doesn't matter if they're artificial or hardwood. Don't light a candle next to your Christmas tree, all right? Let's just don't do it. You're putting a bottle of kindling in your living room.
Fake or live.
Yes. And don't splice together Christmas light things either. Let me just tell you, from a contractor's point of view, that's not a good electrical decision.
No, that's not.
No. So, but let's talk a little bit before we get out of here. We try to give you a little tip every week. We joke around, but I do want to talk about a little Christmas safety. Folks, things people don't think about during Christmas. We've already had this happen. And it's not just Christmas, but it's when it's getting cold for the first time. Most new houses, folks, and some of you out there with older homes have upgraded the plumbing in your house, okay? And these are two things that I'm going to tell you that go together. Number one, If you've upgraded your plumbing in your house to PVC years ago, or now to the new PEX red and blue piping that looks like plastic piping to most laymen that run through your home, if you have that in combination with holes in your soffit, in your fascia, in your bird boxes at the top of your house, maybe your garage door doesn't seal all the way, maybe you've got some wood siding that's got a hole punched in from a storm, folks, get those holes filled up, get those any patches done. If you want to save yourself some time, you don't have the money to spend on the big fix, go get some spray foam, because here's what's happened, and it's already happened this week. We've had several calls. Animals right now, when it gets cold, start looking for a warm place to go. In your house, you've got the new PEX lines. You can feel the heat in the hot water lines. Those animals, rats, squirrels, raccoons, they are drawn to that heat. They wrap themselves around it, and they chew through the pipe. If you've got critters in your house, right, call somebody. I had Eric from Volunteer Rid-A-Pest on a few weeks ago. Give him a call. He can evict the critters. Give us a call at Pro 93. We'll come take a look at your plumbing and get you patched up and fixed. But folks, you want to take a look at the exterior of your house. When it gets cold like this, animals start looking for that. They're looking for warmth too. They're not dumb. They're going to find any nook. And folks, I will tell you this. If you can put your finger through a hole, a rat or a squirrel can get through that hole. I don't know how they do it either, but I'm telling you, they'll get through there, and they'll take up shop in your attic, in your crawl space, and they'll start growing at your plumbing. So listen, just a little tip this week. Do a walkthrough. We've got some 50-degree days coming here this week. Do a walk around your house. Look for those kind of things. If it's above your pay grade, you don't want to mess with it, give us a call, 458-4135. We'll come out and help you. A short fix right now is simply going and getting a can of spray foam from any of the local hardware stores, and they'll be that would get you through to just keep them from getting in. So there's your tip for the week. Time to get out of here. Nate, thank you so much for being here, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
One more time, folks. Buy a tree, change a life. Lee University at Schimmel Park, corner of 20th and Paul Kahn Parkway or Parker Street. Go check them out. If you've already got a tree, go donate. And for everybody out there, we love you. We're praying for everyone. We're all in this thing together. Wear your mask. Be good to one another this week. And hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. We'll be back. We got a couple more shows here before Christmas. We'll be back next Saturday. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Merry Christmas.